2021 Heart of America Athletic Conference Women's Soccer Media Day. I'm Erik Bergrud, color commentator for the Kansas City Comets of the Major Arena Soccer League. Today, we are joined by Mount Mercy head coach, Alen Kudumovic. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you, Erik. How are you?
I'm doing really well. So you got started last year as coach, and you started in probably the most unusual year I could ever think of, not only from the world experience, but also from a college soccer experience. Talk to you a little bit about how excited you are to get started and hopefully a more normal 2021.
Oh, Erik, I cannot even start telling you how happy I am to have a normal year, quote unquote normal year, because last year, first with pandemic and then derecho that happened in our city first and then on our campus really impacted us in a very negative way. But that's behind us now, and hopefully we can turn towards the future and really focus on what's ahead of us. First, having a full squad on campus is a really big deal for us, and then having an actual time to prepare for the season will hopefully prove crucial for our successful year.
So talk to us a little bit about your preseason. How is it going so far?
So far, so good. Obviously, again, I only have last year to compare it with. So having everybody on campus, having everybody in training regimen, having everybody gelling together as a group is really important. I know it's going to be beneficial in the end. Just very excited about the players we have, very excited about the experience we have, even from last year, and then also having players that we brought in this year. I think it's going to be a much better year for Mount Mercy program and for everybody's experience. Ours and our opponents as well.
So you mentioned last year. Could you describe to us what you learned as a coach last year and what your returning players learned that they're going to take with them into the new season?
I'm sorry, Erik, you froze there for a second. Can you repeat that?
I'll be glad to. So you described last year. What did you learn as a coach, and what did your returning players learn last year that are going to prepare them for the 21 season?
So I think the biggest gain from last year is that experience, really. Obviously, again, we didn't play any big role in our conference. We were there to compete. We were there really to provide competition to everybody else, to gain that experience, to improve individually and as a group, and to keep everybody in the game, really to keep loving the game. That was a big deal for me. So kids in those extreme circumstances don't quit the game, don't quit the school, don't quit the program. The goal was really to keep them engaged and to keep them improving. And I think that the goal has been accomplished. Again, we will see very soon. So
we're interviewing both women's soccer coaches and men's soccer coaches, and in a lot of cases, there are alumni who have become coaches at their colleges and universities. Tell us what it means to be a Mount Mercy alum, and what it means to you to be leading this program at Mount Mercy.
Oh, it means a lot. Again, I graduated from Mount Mercy. Back then it was college, it wasn't university, in 2003. And just knowing the history of the program, knowing those first days when the program started just a few years before I came on board, and knowing that we didn't have the facility, that we didn't have place to practice. We had to move around to play games, different places. And now having our own home field, having the actual program, having support from the athletics is really a big deal. And I'm looking to be a part of the building process to make this program actually to put it on a map. So to say, competitively, because to me it's really representing the community. I've lived in this community for 25, 26 years now. I really want this community to have a good representative in NAI program.
So since you've lived there so long, for fans across the heart who are coming to visit, what should they expect when they get on campus? And what are some of the recommendations you might have for people before and after games?
Before the game, I mean, for those who haven't been to Cedar Rapids in a while, first, they can expect to be a little bit shocked, because Cedar Rapids used to be a city full of trees, full of green, areas. Now it's much different. They will see a lot of broken trees. They will still see houses being rebuilt and fixed, including my own house. So there's still a lot of rebuilding being done. When they come to Mount Mercy, they can expect to have opponents that will give their 100%. That will try to win the game. With all heart and every fiber of the body. And definitely we'll try to be an important part of the conference.
So my final question for you, Coach, if you had an opportunity to deliver a message to the student body at Mount Mercy, to your fans, what would you tell them to get excited for this fall season?
Well, it's probably the most important message is that we succeeded in still having the program after last year. I think that's the biggest gain, really. And then that the players did improve, the program did get bigger. I think the overall quality is higher than last year. Again, not trying to diminish anything from our players from last year, because they dealt with extreme circumstances. And the only reason why we have program this year is because their perseverance. This year, we're trying to focus more on soccer, actual soccer, than just managing the situation. So I think that's the biggest gain, that we can again play soccer and not just manage the circumstances.
Coach, thank you so much for joining us today, and best wishes for the fall season.
Thank you for having me, Erik, and have a great day.
You too.